Greetings, wrestling fans! Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be discussing the return of the CEO Mercedes Moné. On AEW Dynamite this week, Mercedes made her return after nearly being away for nearly a year. She was gone for 10 months, nearly gone for an entire year with an ankle injury. And the ankle injury, according to her, nearly ended her entire career. Now, I don't think we all want to live in a world where Mercedes' career came to an end at the hands of an ankle injury. Now, when you hear the wrestlers themselves say what happens, that's when you take it more seriously, because when you hear what the wrestler says, it has more weight behind it when you listen to what they, it comes out of the horse's mouth, as what they say. So, Mercedes came out, she greeted the audience, she talked about how happy she is to be back, and she put the AEW Women's Division on notice. She would interfere in after the main event match, where Willow would defeat Riho, however you pronounce it. I can never pronounce her name correctly. But then Sky Blue and Julia Hart would come down and assault Willow, and this would then cause Mercedes to come to the ring and aid the woman that injured her, establishing Mercedes Moné as a babyface, hitting the moneymaker on Julia Hart, which looked a lot better than when she debuted in New Japan when she did it to Kairi. So that was and look, no knock on Kairi, no knock on Kairi, but the moneymaker on her didn't look very good. It was definitely much better when they had their match. When the match they had at Battle of the Valley was much better then. It was much better then, but when she debuted before the Battle of the Valley match, it wasn't very good. So, I don't know, a lot of people like to blame that on Mercedes and not Kairi, but I think Kairi has a lot more to blame for it than just Mercedes herself. But regardless, I don't want to cause any arguments in the chat, in the comments. So, you guys have no idea how much Mercedes now adds to, not only to the AEW product, she's now going to get more eyeballs on the product. She's now going to get all the people, the real supporters, the people who were loyal to her, the people that stayed true to Mercedes, not the people that betrayed her and turned their backs on her because she left WWE. Not those people. The people that were loyal to her from day one. She's going to bring more attention. She's going to bring more eyeballs to the product. She is what everyone believed CM Punk was going to be. The savior of AEW. The person that would bring AEW back to the brink and make it much better. But unfortunately, Mercedes and CM Punk, funny how both of their paths were very similar. Both of them walked out of their previous company, but there's one big major difference between the two of them. The one person, which was CM Punk, berated WWE for the better part of a decade, while Mercedes never said a bad word about WWE. CM Punk, when he came into AEW, he just wanted to be the champion. He just wanted to be the top guy. While Mercedes, she's in AEW so then she can help rebuild the women's division, make the women's division more important, make it the most focal point of the show. Hell, she's even hoping to get a first ever AEW all-women's pay-per-view. That is definitely a goal she's got on her mind. She's got so much she wants to do. And also, working with new people is much better than working with the same people that you've worked with in the past. You've got potential matches with Julia Hart. You got Sky Blue, Anna Jay, Sheeta, Athena, when she eventually comes over. Layla Gray, if she ever decides to come back into AEW. Ty Mello, whenever she's healthy and ready to go. Britt Baker, when she's ready to go. Jamie Hayter, when she's ready to go. Like, and even Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, maybe you can relive their rivalry with Ruby Soho. Maybe have another match with Willow. Maybe have a match with Chris Stanlander. Hell, maybe even probably the one match that nobody wants, but a match I wouldn't hate, Mercedes and Saraya. They've definitely got a lot of history there. So, there's definitely a lot that Mercedes is going to do now that she's in WWE. She has signed a 3-year contract with the company, and I don't know how much money she's making. I'm just saying that I've just been told she signed a 3-year contract. Don't know how much money she's making. I don't think she really cares about payment. I think maybe the payment maybe doesn't concern her all that much, but she's now doing the one thing she wants to do. That is be a part of New Japan and also AEW. She's not really exclusive to AEW. She still wants to wrestle in New Japan. She still wants to do matches in Japan. So technically, her and Julia can still happen. The one that's in New Japan. So that match can still kind of technically happen. The one thing I find hilarious is that fans, we all know the fans take real serious issues with wrestlers being supportive to other wrestlers. We all know the wrestling world has a serious issue with wrestlers supporting other wrestlers. So, because it got out that Bayley and Naomi, or Trinity, were at AEW supporting Mercedes, and we all know how the community's like. They take this shit personally. They take it so personally and seriously, like, why are Bayley and Naomi supporting the enemy? You know? Friggin' tribalism is what they call this. Friggin' tribalism. Like seriously, can you guys grow a damn pair and realize there's no war going on? There's never been a war going on. It's just that the people on social media have treated it like a war. And yes, I know there's a few other people I missed, like Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm, that I'd love to see wrestle Mercedes. Toni Storm is by far my dream match. Is the dream match I want. That's the match. That was the one match that's the one match that I want more than anything else in AEW. So, AEW has done something that WWE has failed to do for a long time, and that is get me actually excited. Pumped up and excited for a wrestling show. WWE has failed in this so hard that over the last few years, it just comes off super predictable. It comes off super predictable, and I know people are going to get offended by me saying this, but WWE's product is just way too darn predictable nowadays. Pushing the same people, not giving newer people opportunities, like not giving fresh faces opportunities, always having the same people in the title picture. Roman Reigns and his godforsaken title reign just never ends. His godforsaken title reign just never ends. We know the Roman Reigns title reign's never gonna end, not until he passes Hulk Hogan. It's definitely, and all that nonsense. Like, there's just so much stuff in WWE right now that just makes me go, yeah, I don't really care. Like, it doesn't get me excited. It doesn't get me excited. Like, sure, CM Punk was a shock that I didn't expect, but I live in the world where I don't really care much for CM Punk. Like, I still I just still don't care for the guy, really. And obviously the diehards will always care about Punk, but I'm just saying, there's just so much stuff in WWE that I generally do not care about, and they don't get that, like, they really haven't been getting me excited for WrestleMania. They really haven't. They haven't gotten me excited for WrestleMania. Like, for them to really get me interested and hooked back into their product, Triple H has to do something so major to make me care, but he just has been failing miserably. And I'm sorry, bringing back The Rock ain't gonna make me care either. But at the end of the day, I look at this scenario, I look at what AEW has been doing as of late, from late 2023 to early this year. Like, I've been very much hooked into their product, and have been kind of just been watching it sparingly in my own time on YouTube and all that stuff, just to watch the matches I care about. And I don't know, man. AEW's just been doing a much better job at getting me hooked and getting me excited into their product. So Mercedes is going to be the biggest reason why I'm going to be watching AEW a way lot more. And it comes to the point where it's starting to make me wonder, like the thing that drives me crazy is that even though I don't enjoy WWE right now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to stop watching it. It doesn't mean I'm not going to stop watching it. Like, whenever I say stuff like this, it makes people think, oh, I'm going to stop watching it. Like, I can't watch multiple companies at once. Like, I can't watch WWE, I can't watch AEW, and I can't watch TNA. You only have to pick one. Like, you only have to pick one company to support. You can't just pick, you can't watch multiple. And that's what I call tribalism. That's what I call tribalism. Like, you're telling the person to be a tribe. It's either you're the WWE tribe or you're the AEW tribe. How about screw tribalism, just be a goddamn wrestling fan and support all wrestling promotions? Like, even if that promotion isn't for you, if the promotion's not for you, fine, you don't have to watch it. But the thing that gets me angry is when people just want to control how another person should be handling how another person should be handling themselves. Mercedes Moné being in AEW has now gotten me way more interested in AEW than WWE has ever been over the last few years since Triple H has taken over. I have not taken Triple H's booking seriously in the slightest since he's taken over. And I look at this as a situation where, Triple H has got no one to blame but himself. And I said this in my reaction video. I said this is like Mercedes Moné, like letting her walk, doing what they did to let her walk, is now going to backfire so badly on them that they were desperate to get her to re-sign. Like, they were so desperate to get her to re-sign this year because they didn't want her in AEW. They knew she would have been a massive threat to them if she was in AEW. But then they screwed up. They screwed up because they wanted her to be known as Sasha Banks. They didn't want her to be Mercedes Money. They didn't want her to be Mercedes Money. So they screwed up. They screwed up. They made an error that Mercedes wasn't happy with. And that's the thing that makes me very angry when it comes to Nick Khan and especially Triple H. Like, if you're a good business person and if you want to sign someone like Mercedes, wouldn't you give her what she wants? Wouldn't you want to give her what she wants? Instead of saying, nah, we don't want you as Mercedes Money. No one knows who Mercedes Money is. Everyone knows you as Sasha Banks. Of course she's going to say no. Of course she's going to decline because that's not what she wants. She wants to be Mercedes Moné. She wants her own gimmick. She wants to be herself. She doesn't want to be Sasha Banks anymore. And it's kind of funny that Triple H rehires Shawn Spears not as Ty Dillinger, but as Shawn Spears. Like, he couldn't do that for Mercedes. Like, he couldn't give Mercedes what she wants to use her name, but Shawn Spears gets to use the Shawn Spears name. So I think that's pretty hilarious. But again, Mercedes is going to bring so much to the AEW women's division, and I think she's going to do great. I think she's going to do great there. I think she's going to be... Now, I don't think she's going to be the God's gift. She's definitely going to be the biggest name in their women's division, and you'd be a fool. You'd be a fool to not make her the #1 babyface in your entire promotion. You would be a fool if you're not going to do that. If you've got someone like Mercedes for 3 years, you would want to make sure she's the absolute #1 babyface in your entire promotion. Higher than Britt Baker, higher than Sheeta, higher than everybody else. Like, they literal sitting on the top of the throne. That's where Mercedes should be. And with her working with Julia, she doesn't want to shot herself straight to the title picture. And besides, she can't anyway. Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo, they're still doing their program. They're still doing their little feud. They're still doing their little program. So she really can't work with them even if she wants to. But yes, Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, Mariah May, Deonna Purrazzo, Anna Jay, Sheeta, Serena Deeb, Saraya, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker. There are so many people she can work with. So gosh darn many people she can work with now. And it just feels so refreshing. It's a refreshing sight to behold, and I wish people would just enjoy wrestling. Not making it all about their favorite promotions. Moments like this get ruined by fans that just wants to ruin it for other people. That just wants to ruin it for other people because they're not happy. Mercedes Moné is what fans called Saraya when she first walked into AEW. But unlike Saraya, Mercedes truly is a game changer to AEW's women's division. And I think she's going to be the best thing that's ever going to happen to AEW in their women's division. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe. And I will see you all next time.